Okay, so we're going to work on our root chakra today, and we're going to start in any comfortable upright seated position. We'll close our eyes if that's comfortable for you, or find a spot on the wall or the floor to focus on as we begin to bring our attention to our breath. Inhaling through the nose slowly. We'll exhale through the nose slowly. Allowing all of the things that we've already done and all of the things we have yet to do to wait outside of our space as we commit to these moments for ourselves. Slowly inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose slowly. Deep, slow, steady breath in. Long, slow, steady breath out. We'll bring our attention to the very base of our spine, to where the tailbone touches the floor beneath us. To the root of our body. And imagining that from this root system in the spine, we can grow roots down into the floor. Sinking our roots down through the floor beneath us, through the dirt and the sand and the mud and the clay, sinking down deep through the rocks, through the stone, down deeper still, all the way down to the core. There, our root system plugs into the core, wraps around the core, connects deep into the core of the earth. Breathing deeply will invite beautiful source light energy up through our roots, drinking up through the roots, through every layer of the earth, pulling up beautiful, radiant source light energy up through our root system until it comes into the base of the spine, into our root chakra, turning a brilliant and beautiful, radiant red color. Letting that energy center turn on and activate a beautiful, vibrant red. Taking a deep breath, we'll take our arms up to the sides, imagining as this gorgeous red light spreads up through the torso, slowly lifting the arms overhead, letting it move up through the spine, out the top of the head. Radiant white light energy escapes through the head. Passing the hands through that column of light, we'll bring palms together at the top, exhaling and pulling all of that down to heart center, pressing the hands together hard. Inhaling deeply, the hands travel back up the way that they came. Exhaling, letting all of this radiant energy spread down, wiggling the fingertips as they descend back to our sides, shimmering that light all around us. Inhaling deeply, imagining that beautiful energy traveling up through the roots in the earth, through the body, all the way up slowly. Inhaling the palms come together at the top in our column of light. Exhaling down through the center of the body, drawing all of that into the center of our heart. Big breath in, those hands push up the way that they came, joining in that column of light. Exhaling and letting it shimmer down, shake down, glitter down all around us. One more time, big breath in, both arms scoop up to the ceiling, drawing all of that energy up with us. That gorgeous red color fills the body and bursts out the top of the head, turning white. Exhale, pulling all of that energy down into the heart center, letting it build there in the heart. Big breath in, both arms lift up to the ceiling. We'll open the eyes as we lift the hands to the sky. Exhaling, opening the arms out wide on either side. We'll take a deep breath. Big scoop for the arms once more. This time, one hand drops, leaving the other hand extended to the sky. Lean and reach up high as you can to the ceiling, looking up at the hand. Big breath in. Exhaling, big side stretch, leaning way over. We can look up under the arm or down towards the floor. We'll take this arm and allow it to circle, continuing down towards the floor as we bring the chest over that knee, reaching out and away from the body. Inhaling deeply, that arm circles back up the way it came, moving slowly, feeling it as it moves through the space, reaching to the sky. Turning chest to the sky, that arm circles all the way back and behind you, opening the chest to the ceiling. We'll leave that hand there in the back, turning the chest back to the front of the room, taking your second hand, wrapping it around, clasping your palms together in the back. Pull the shoulders away from the body, lift chest and chin to the ceiling. Place your clasped hands on the floor like a tripod. Big breath in, chest and chin lift up toward the sky. Exhale, release the chin into the chest, release the hands from the back, letting them circle around to the front of the body. Walking out forward, we'll let the crown of the head drop down towards the floor, rounding the spine, breathing deeply into the body. Slow and steady inhales as we walk the hands over to one knee. Reach them way out away from the body, and as you do, actively sink the root, the tailbone, back toward the floor, solidifying your connection to your grounding cord, to your root system, pressing the floor away with the hands, feeling the way that the small of the back pulls out of the hip as you reach, creating even more space for that gorgeous red light to spread through. Slow and steady breath. We'll walk the hands through center, keeping the body low, moving the hands out over towards the other side of the body. Walking the fingertips as far away as you're comfortable reaching. Actively work to pull the opposite hip bone back to the floor. Feeling the way that the small of the back expands and increases out of the hip. Big breath into that open space. Exhale, release. We'll walk the hands back to center. Inhaling and bringing them into the body. We'll take a big breath. Both arms lift up to the ceiling. Palms come together at the top. Exhaling down through center. Inhaling, pressing them up the way they came. That same arm that we did last time, leave it right where it was. Let the second hand drop away. This first hand now comes to touch its opposite knee. Arm number 2 comes right behind the spine, first pressing away the floor, sitting up nice and tall. Then twisting from the root, from the base of the spine, through the belly, through the rib cage and shoulders, finally turning the head to look over the back shoulder. Imagine as you twist that red light energy can wrap itself around the spine like a snake, coming all the way out through the crown of the head. Big breath in here in your twist. And we'll exhale, returning the body to center. If you have your legs crossed, bring the opposite leg in front now. Changing your position, we'll take both arms lifting up toward the ceiling. Big breath in, pulling all of that energy up through the bottom. Exhale, that first hand that we worked on floats down. Second arm's turn as it reaches up toward the ceiling, leaning and looking up at the hands. Exhale, big side stretch. We'll take this over, turning the gaze toward the floor if that's comfortable. We'll bring the chest towards that knee, allowing the arm to circle all the way down to the floor. Feel that stretch. Inhaling, reach way out past the ear, as far away as you can as you lift up toward the ceiling. Looking up at the hand, we'll turn the chest toward the sky. That arm circles back, and behind you, opening chest and chin to the ceiling. The hand falls back behind the spine. We'll leave it there, turning the chest back to the center. We'll take the second hand to join it. Clasping hands behind you, press the palms away into the floor. Chest and chin lift up as you create a little tripod and a baby back bend. Big breath in here. We'll exhale, tucking chin into the chest, releasing the hands from the floor. They wrap around to the front of the body and slowly walk us forward. Crown of the head drops if that's comfortable, allowing the weight to increase your stretch. Slow and steady breath as you allow that beautiful red light energy at the base of the spine to glow brighter, to build in heat and strength. We'll gently walk hands over towards one side, reaching out and away from the body. Actively press the hip bone back to the floor. Reaffirm your connection to your grounding cord. Feel the way that the breath allows the back to expand. We'll walk the hands through center, exhaling, keeping the body low, and reaching out over the opposite side, actively pulling that hip back toward the floor, connecting down to the earth, breathing into the expanse in the hip and in the small of the back. Slow and steady breath brings our hands back to center. Inhaling, we'll slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time, taking the arms up with us, reaching for the sky. Same hand that we've been working on stays at the top, opposite hand drops down toward the floor. We'll reach that hand to the opposite knee. Same hand comes right behind you on the floor. Big breath in, press the floor away, sitting tall. Then twisting from the base of the spine, through the belly, through the rib cage and the chest, turning the head over that back shoulder. Feeling that red light energy wrapping itself around the spine, snaking its way up, all the way up through the crown of the head. Big breath in, maybe 2 inches taller. Exhale, releasing back to center. We're going to take our hands to the floor, unravel our knees, coming into a downward dog. Slowly and carefully lift the hips up into the air. Sink the heels down towards the mat. Allow the knees to bend, the hips to shift, the ankles to work. Press the chest toward the thighs. Press the floor away. Feel that inversion as the root chakra lifts all the way up to the sky, sending that red light energy cascading down through to the hands, down through to the heels, imagining as it fills every cell, fiber, and tissue with a sense of belonging. The ability to enjoy the space that you are in, to take up space, to call it home. Breathing deeply, we'll walk, step, jump, bring the feet together at the hands. Big bend for the knees here, allowing the crown of the head to fold forward. Still lifting the tailbone high into the air. We'll inhale deeply, allowing the knees to bend even more as we roll up slowly. Steadily, one vertebrae at a time, stacking each, rolling the shoulders back. Take both arms up toward the ceiling, palms come together at the top. Exhaling down to heart center. Closing the eyes here. Feeling the beat of the heart. Pressing the thumbs into the sternum, rolling the shoulders away from the ears, stacking shoulders over hips, hips over knees, knees over ankles, firmly planting your feet into the floor. Visualizing your root system now shifted to the soles of the feet, traveling down deeply into the earth. Grounded and stabilized, strong like a mountain, connected to source below, an infinite supply of energy. Continuing to breathe deeply, we'll allow our eyes to flutter open and find a spot on the wall that we can focus on, something that won't move. And we'll begin to shift our weight to one side. Spread the toes out and feel as they press down into the earth, anchoring you. We'll take the opposite foot, turning it out, bringing heel to the ankle, toes on the floor like a kickstand for a bike. Allow yourself to draw up through the body, stacking up through the body, coming into our tree pose. We can stay here in our kickstand, or that leg can travel up the leg to the outside of the calf. You can bring it all the way up to the inside of the thigh. Again, that kickstand is a perfectly fine option. We'll bring the hands back to heart center, finding that stability, your balance, your connection to the earth. We'll let our arms spread out like the branches of a tree, bringing thumb to the ring finger, activating our earth element, our grounding, seeing how those branches change your balance. Big breath in, perhaps they travel up higher still, higher overhead. Perhaps they can come together, drawing the feminine and masculine together, bringing all of that knowledge down into the heart. Slow and steady breath. Beautiful work. We'll release from that pose, allowing yourself to shift and shake and roll through the feet. Coming to the other side, first stacking our beautiful mountain pose, we'll shift our weight to the other foot. Bringing hands together at heart center, we'll allow the opposite leg to turn out, heel to ankle, toes on the floor. Again, this posture is perfect to stay right here, or you can decide if you want to travel up the leg. You can bring it all the way up into the inner thigh, anywhere but against the knee itself. Whatever you choose today is perfect. Breathing deeply. We'll bring the thumb to the ring finger, sending our branches out to the side, seeing how that affects your balance. Perhaps they'll travel up, high overhead, growing and expanding into your space. Perhaps they come together high overhead, bringing male and female together, bringing all of that down into the heart, treasuring that knowledge there. Staying one more moment, one more breath here. And as you exhale, releasing and relaxing, we'll inhale, both arms lift up. Exhale, big swan dive, folding forward all the way down to the floor. Bending the knees deeply, we'll come back to a seated position. Any comfortable upright posture. Bringing the thumb and the ring finger once more together, turning the palms toward the sky, balancing the earth and the fire energies. Closing the eyes, lifting through the chest, firmly connected below, allowing that gorgeous red light to glow brighter and brighter in the base of the spine. Knowing that we belong where we are because we are there. Believing that our guidance and support will come whenever it is necessary and in the most surprising ways. Breathing into that strength, that stability, knowing that you are home. One more time, imagining our root systems all the way buried deep into the earth. Breathing and allowing the arms to rise up overhead as we draw even more energy up through the earth into the body. Palms come together at the top, exhaling down to heart center. We'll bow for ourselves and each other. Namaste. Thank you for allowing me to be part of your journey today. Cocoon.